Yo, what's going on? This is DJ Paradigm. Welcome back to my channel, A Dime's Worth. Thank you guys for tuning in, leaving comments, subscribing, entering to win my NUMARK MIXSTREAM Pro giveaway. Soon as I hit 5,000, I'm gonna give away 2 of them. And I also got a surprise at the end of this that I'm gonna announce for everybody that's entered, all right? So today, what we're gonna do is we are going to review the ADJ Entour Ice. So the biggest thing that DJs have been asking me, of course, do I think is the best add-on, or what can I do with my DJing to make more money? And I definitely know the projector is one, but I will say having a cloud machine added to your company, you will definitely make your money back within 2 to 3 gigs. So I had the ADJ Entour Ice, and I also have the Chauvet Nimbus. So we actually have a couple of different ones just because depending on where we're at, how big the dance floor is, where the DJ booth is in comparison to the dance floor. So today what we're gonna do is we're going to show you guys the Entour Ice, and we're gonna do an unboxing of that, and we're also going to compare the Entour Ice to the Chauvet Nimbus, give you the positives, the negatives, and whichever one you guys would like, let me know, and I can hook you guys up with my promo code, all right? So stay tuned, and I'm gonna announce the surprise at the end of the video, all right? So let's unbox the Entour Ice. Peace. All right, so this is the Entour Ice. It's really nice. It came in the box and it comes in the case already, so you don't have to put it on wheels or anything like that. It's already in the case. So let's go ahead and unlock it and take it out. Of course, it has 4 locks, 2 on each side. Just go like that. And you just slide it up. So this is the Entour Ice. Of course, this is where your fog will come out. And let's go ahead and open it so I can show you what the tray looks like inside. So it has these locks, double locks, pretty easy to come out. And let's go ahead and look on the inside, and then we can look at how to set it up. So how the Entour Ice works is you put your water inside and then you drop the ice on top inside the cage. The water seeps into its own bin below, and once it hits a certain temperature and then you press the button, the water rises into the ice. And we're gonna go ahead and set that up. And I'm also going to show you the digital layout and all the functions of the LED screen. So once we go ahead and do that, I'm going to show you guys the functions of the LED screen, how to set the temperature, and then we'll go through some differences between the Entour Ice and the Chauvet Nimbus. All right, it comes with 2 PowerCon cords. However, if you want to use 2 to heat it up faster, please do not put them on the same outlet. Put them on different outlets just so you don't trip the power. All right, so we're just gonna plug one in. I'm gonna show you guys. We're just gonna plug one in, and I'm gonna show you guys how it cuts on, the LED readout, and things like that. All right, let's go ahead and plug it in. 120 volts. All right, and here's your auxiliary power if you wanted to plug in both of them. But let's go ahead and plug it in. So we plugged it in. It says water level low. So what we're gonna do is pour our water in. All right, so we already plugged it in. We put some water in it already. Just to let you guys know, we have these canteens. They're 20 liters. We have a couple of them that we keep water in it already, so when we get to the venue, we don't have to worry about trying to find a sink or a hose to fill up the Nimbus or the Entour Ice. So so we always keep this on us. We already filled it up once, and we're going to add some more water, and I'll show you guys right quick. There is a water meter right here that says lowest to highest. The ball hasn't moved yet, and we already put in a 20 liter, so we're going to continue to fill it. All right, and if you guys want to know why there is water out, because there is a spigot right here that shoots the water out to empty it, and we didn't have it closed. Oh well. So let's go ahead and pour the rest of this water in. So as you can see, what happens is the water goes in and then it seeps to the water container at the bottom. So we already put in a 20 liter can full of water, and this is about the same. Dang, your boy weak. All right. So now that meter should be moving for sure. So this will continue to move up, but let's go ahead and talk about the digital readout. So you can go to function, volume 100%. That means how much of the clouds you want it to pump out. You can also DMX. So you can wirelessly plug in a DMX and you can be able to DMX control it. But the preset is already at 80 degrees. And right now the current temperature is 34. So what we're gonna do is get the water in there and then go ahead and cut it on so we can get it heated up, all right? Up to the brim of 20 liter water can inside of here already. And then we also poured, I'd say almost another 20 liters. But the problem we were having is we could not see the ball move. So we got kind of smart and shook it, and if you can look real close, you can see the ball moving. So we still don't have enough water. So if this gets stuck, all you got to do is shake it and you'll see the ball move. All right, so we're gonna fill it up with some more water and then start heating it up. So once you plug it in, it's already set to 80 degrees Celsius, which is what we need to get to, and it already starts to warm up. I'll probably say it's been about 5 minutes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour water into this, plug it in. We're also gonna pour water into our Nimbus and plug it in another outlet, and we're gonna compare to see which one is heating up faster than the other, so you guys know how much time it's gonna take for the Entour Ice and the Nimbus. All right, so we'll be right back. So we already plugged it in. We plugged in our Entour Ice. It's been plugged in for about 5 minutes. We just added a little bit more water. We gave it a shake and the water meter jumped up. So we have the water meter at right in between the low and the high, so it has enough water in there, and we just plugged it in. So let's go ahead and talk about the Nimbus real quick and tell you what the Nimbus comes with. All right, so the Nimbus already comes with a power cord already plugged in. You can also plug in another power con to heat it up faster. Here's where the clouds would shoot out of your Nimbus. And we can go ahead and open it up. So it has 2 handles, and here's the cage. Obviously the cage is a little bit smaller than your Entour Ice, and what we do is we put water in it, and this LED, red LED, will light up, and that will let you know that you have enough water in it. So two differences between the Nimbus and the Entour Ice. The Nimbus, you drop the tray of ice into the water. The Nimbus actually has a release mechanism that the water rises up to the actual tray of ice. So those are two differences. I know the other difference is the actual ice catcher, the ice tray is obviously larger in the Nimbus, and obviously larger in the Entour Ice. So you can see the differences in the tray size as well as the size of the actual unit. So the Nimbus doesn't come with a rolling cart, so you actually have to buy the rolling cart separately, and it has its own design. So if you forget the Nimbus rolling cart, you're stuck. So there's been a couple times we've actually forgot the cart for the Nimbus, and we've had to just put it on a dolly, and that works just fine as well. Another difference is once you have this plugged in, the actual Entour Ice, it has to stay plugged in for it to actually work. The Nimbus, once it gets hot enough and the green light comes on, you can unplug it, go to where you need to go, and then take the lever and drop the ice. So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to pour the water inside the Nimbus. The LED will light up, and then we're gonna plug it in, and then we're gonna time the Nimbus and the Entour Ice to see which one heats up faster, all right? We are on a different outlet, and we're gonna plug this in. And we're going to open our Nimbus and pour our water in. So typically the Nimbus takes the 20 liters as well. I didn't have 20 liters in here, so I'm gonna go grab the other one. It's a workout today, man. Ugh. So you want to put enough water in there until your LED heater on cuts on. That lets you know that you have enough water in there. However, if you can't get to an outlet and you just need to pour the water in there, as long as the water is sitting just below the tray, or tapping the tray like that, that's enough water. So we're gonna let these two heat up, see which one heats up faster. That way we can let you guys know, hey, you know what? This might be the better option for you, all right? So we're gonna let these heat up, and then I'm gonna talk about them really quick, all right? Obviously, this is a little bit smaller than the Entour Ice. The actual, whatever this is called, the nozzle, the spout, the spigot, whatever that the clouds actually shoot from, the Nimbus is smaller than the Entour Ice. So that's definitely a difference. I will say the Entour Ice is awesome because all you have to do is hit a button, and once you hit the button, the dry ice and the fog will just automatically come out. The Nimbus, you have to physically drop this lever, and it has two notches. So one notch drops the tray in halfway, and the other notch drops the lever in all the way. So those are some differences. I will say the Nimbus definitely comes in second place when it comes to just being able to hit the button. So we actually were on the same circuit, and yeah, one of the GFIs of the outlet is now not working. So I will tell you guys about the Nimbus because we use the Nimbus frequently. We will explain about the Entour Ice and the differences. So of course, if you look right here, the Entour Ice is definitely bigger as far as where your clouds will come out, the dry ice will come out. The Entour Ice also comes with an accessory hose, and you can just put the hose on there and it kind of just looks like a dryer hose that you just connect, and it also has like a vacuum type in where you can just sit on the floor. You can take it out a little bit, but understand that the Entour Ice has to be plugged in to work. So if the DJ booth is located pretty far from the dance floor, you would have to figure out a way to run your Entour Ice closer to the dance floor. Even with the hose, it still has to take a little bit for the actual clouds to reach wherever you would need to go as far as where your dance floor is. So the Nimbus, unlike the Entour Ice, once it gets hot enough, the LED will go green up here. Once you plug it in and you have the water in there, the heater will cut on, and then once it's ready, it will go green. So it will stay green for about 20 minutes. And when I mean it'll stay green, it'll stay at that temperature for 20 minutes, and then it has an auto cutoff. So you kind of want to make sure wherever you are on your timeline, wherever the first dance is, or whatever you're using it for, a 10 to 15 minute gate of knowing when it's going to happen. Because if not, and the green light cuts off, the temperature will drop. Now when it does drop, all you really have to do is unplug it for about 5 seconds, plug it back in, it'll reset, and then it'll stay warm and then go green again. However, if you're not paying attention and the green light does go off and it's still plugged in, the temperature will drop and you won't get the cloud effect that you'd like. So those are the things that are the main differences between your Nimbus and your Entour Ice. So definitely the size of the clouds that can come out of the pipe, the LED readout, and the fact that your Entour Ice always has to be plugged in. So we plugged it in about 5 minutes ago. We're gonna time and see how long it takes for the Entour Ice to heat up. I will tell you the Nimbus takes about 45 minutes, so I'll be able to tell you the difference between time. That way you guys can know it and make the decision for yourself. So when you're selling this add-on, as far as your services, the clouds we can usually get anywhere between $350 and $450 up to $750 if they book 2 clouds. So sometimes we're able to book 2 clouds depending on the size of the dance floor. So it really just depends, but I will tell you this, after you buy it, using it a couple times, you will be able to make your money back. When you have either the Nimbus or the Entour Ice, you're definitely gonna need dry ice, right? So you gotta find a place to buy the dry ice. Typically they're at your grocery stores. Here in North Carolina, we got Harris Teeter, Publix, wherever, but you also have oxygen stores that can sell dry ice too. Once you have your dry ice, we usually buy about $50, $60 worth of dry ice each time. And if they're in the bags, you just crush it up with a mallet or a hammer and make your ice pretty much like $50 size. And then you guys are good to go to dump your ice in. So we're gonna let it heat up and go from there, all right? We'll see y'all in a second. Peace. It's been about an hour and 45 minutes, I would say. It's taken to heat up. What do you say?
Yeah,
about an hour,
probably an hour and 45
minutes. So for the Entour. So it's been about an hour and 45 minutes. And right now we are at 73 degrees. The preset is at 80, but we're gonna shoot it off anyway and see what the clouds look like. So we're gonna do 2 things. We're gonna shoot it first. This is how you shoot it. You hit it once and then you hit it again to cut it off. So we're gonna shoot it once without the hose, and then we're gonna shoot it with the hose, all right? So we couldn't really hook up the Nimbus because it's gonna trip the breaker again. So what I'm gonna do is we'll put some videos of the Nimbus at work at an actual wedding. All right, so let's go ahead and hit this and you guys can see what it's gonna look like when it comes out. All right, so we have our dry ice with a hole in it. We're gonna dump it straight in to the basket. All right, now they say you're not supposed to touch it without gloves, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so that's one. I'm gonna empty out a whole nother bag. Go ahead and drop it in our ice tray. All right, close it back up. So another tip is typically before you cut it on, or as soon as you cut it on, you can go ahead and dump the ice in there and keep it closed. That way you don't have to do this right when the first dance is about to happen with the Entour. Now the Nimbus, you definitely have to have your cooler on hand right beside the Nimbus, and then you drop the ice in there and then pull your lever down so the ice can drop into the water for the Nimbus. So that's another difference, but let's go ahead and hit this and see what we got, all right? I think that's pretty solid. Wow. And this thing is at 100% right now, and this is with no. Wow. So this thing without the hose shoots up really high. Look down that way, Lane. Wow, that looks crazy. Pretty crazy. So this thing is definitely a lot stronger than the Nimbus, I will tell you that. Look how far down it went. That is, wow, that's pretty crazy. So it's still shooting out, so we're gonna hook the hose up to it and shoot it with the hose and see how it looks on the ground. All right, so we shot it at 100% volume. We're gonna shoot it at 80% volume now and see what we get. All right, that was crazy. %80 is good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
80% is real good.
Yeah, look at it. That's perfect.
This is pretty awesome. I can't lie to you. As long as you are connected to a dedicated power outlet, this is pretty awesome. The only take back that I will say is you have to be plugged in. So if you're kind of far, or the dance floor is far from an outlet, you know, somehow I think the hose is probably going to be a better bet. But man, this thing pumps out clouds like nobody's business. It's definitely stronger than the Nimbus, so I got to give it credit for that. All right, we just hooked up the accessory hose you can buy from ADJ, and I can get you the hookup on this as well. And it's kind of just like a dryer hose. So, and it also comes with a, looks like a vacuum accessory. So this just sits on the ground. So we're gonna do that. And it has little legs right here, so you know which side to sit on the ground. And we're gonna shoot it. Wow. It's not bad.
Oh yeah.
So, let's see how long this thing will reach, all right? There we go. Nice. So, it's shooting out. Right now it's at 55 degrees Celsius. And it's shooting at a constant rate. So, the Nimbus, it'll shoot out, but once it shoots out, a lot of times the temperature of the water will definitely drop, which causes your clouds not to come out at a consistent flow. And this is pretty consistent. Like, it's just been on for, I would say, I don't know, almost a minute, and it's pretty consistent. You know, sometimes the clouds for the Nimbus they don't stay consistent after a couple of minutes. So that's definitely a big difference. But other than that, I mean, this thing is pretty chill. All right, cool. So let's cut it off and then we'll recap. And then you guys let me know what you guys decide. All right, so we shot it all out. And typically when we use the Nimbus, we really don't have a lot of water residue coming out. So we'll take a look at the Entour, and then you guys can see how much residue came out. So if you look right here, it was definitely dry, but there's definitely some water residue that comes out of the Entour Ice. So just be mindful of that. Wherever you are, you can get, you know, one of those floor mops that could help. But the Nimbus, we really don't have any water residue, but the Entour Ice does. While you guys saw the Entour Ice go off, like I said, I'm gonna show you guys what the Nimbus looks like. But the main differences are definitely the Entour Ice has to be plugged in at all times. So once it's plugged in, you can't really make it too mobile. You can't really move around if the dance floor is too far. If the dance floor is too far, you have to unplug it. There's no way you can use the Entour Ice. Now the Nimbus, once it gets up to the heated temperature and you see the LEDs come on, you can unplug it. You can go to where you need to go, so you're pretty mobile with it as long as you're in that time frame of like the 15 minutes. So that's one big difference. The second big difference is the actual ice trays. One is bigger than the other. So once you fill up your Entour, you can definitely have 2 times as much ice in the tray as you would have in your Nimbus. So, and that's really big because once your Nimbus is out and you see it have to refill more ice, it's gonna take twice as fast for it to go through that ice, and then you're gonna have to refill it again. So that's another big difference. So of course, the difference that I know you guys are really asking for is the price difference. Yes, the price difference. So there's about a $220 to $250 price difference between the Entour Ice and the Chauvet Nimbus. The Chauvet Nimbus looks like it's around $1,300 market value, and the Entour Ice looks like it's about $1,500 to $1,600 value. So I know you guys are looking for that deal break. I can hook you guys up. All you have to do, like I said, is click subscribe and then follow me on Instagram at DJ Paradigm. Shoot me a DM telling me, hey, what's up? I would like to purchase either the Nimbus or the Entour Ice, whichever one you guys decide. I'll let you guys decide on that, and then I'll give you guys my promo code, all right? Thanks again for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of my videos. Leave a comment, dislike, like, I don't care, whatever. I'm appreciative, all right? See y'all guys on the next review. Peace.